Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a video that I am stealing from Sam. Last summer, Sam filmed the Holy Grail makeup products I've replaced, and I thought that at the time it was an amazing idea, and I don't know why I didn't film it then, but I decided to do it now because I've done many a Holy Grail product in the past, but I actually haven't done one in almost 2 years. The last one I have here on my channel is October 18th, 2016. So that is 2 years ago since I've done like well, at that point it was the ride or die tag. I did it with Alana. Cute! But I feel like the Holy Grail product videos used to be such a popular thing on YouTube, so I love that Sam went and looked back at her old Holy Grail makeup products and said which ones she's replaced. And I thought it would be fun to go back and look at mine. I feel so weird whenever I go back through my old videos, but I thought it'd be fun to go back to my 2015 Holy Grail product video and my 2016 ride or die tag and just kind of reflect and reminisce on how my favorite products have changed and let you guys know why I've changed them and what my new favorites are. So this is going to be a long rambly video. Sit tight, grab a tea, grab a snack. And I also wanted to mention that I did just finish filming this makeup look. This was my Clinique Full Face Friday. If you want to see the makeup that's on my face, it's in that video. So I'm going to go by section. We're going to go back to 2015. So today we're in a little bit of a different setup. I'm sitting on my bed because I'm just so tired and I couldn't be bothered with. Oh my god, that was when I first moved into my little creeper basement home. That's so cute. My skin looks so glowy and my hair was so dark. Anywho, okay, so in this video and actually many videos that year, I remember 2015 and into 16 was a big year for the Boscia Light BB cream, which, let me check. I'm pretty sure they discontinued. Yeah, apparently you can buy it on Amazon and eBay, but I would not recommend that. I love that thing so much. The shade range was brutal. It was such a gorgeous, like very light wash of tone and color on the skin. I haven't used it in years, 2 years to be exact, but I loved it so much, and at the time that was my favorite. Now, like an equivalent, I would say my biggest go-to is usually the MAC Face and Body, the Glossier Skin Tint for a similar finish, and for something with a little bit more coverage, the Clinique Even Better Glow. Those are kind of my like top rotations right now. I'd say Holy Grail status, MAC Face and Body is like my longest, most loved product that I've used the most, but yeah, the Boscia Light BB Cream, RIP. I'd love to see them bring that back. That was a great product and the packaging was beautiful too. Shout out to anyone who remembers that. And then in my 2016 ride or die tag, I have the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation listed as my favorite, which has been a favorite for many years. I don't actually have it right now. My previous bottle did expire, and I do get rid of my makeup products that expire. I think that's important, but I'd love to try it again. Let me know if you guys would like to see a style of video, maybe a full face using my old favorites. Let me know in the comments down below if you want to see that, but I'd love to revisit the Luminous Silk and see how I like it now and if my opinion has changed. So back to the 2015, my favorite was the Bobbi Brown Porcelain Bisque Corrector. I used to love that thing. That was actually one of the first blog posts that I ever wrote, was how to conceal under eye dark circles, and I love the Bobbi Brown Corrector. And I actually went with Dejan's sister, Boyana. I actually went to go get one with her because she was like, I need something for my under eyes, I need a concealer. But I realized that they have quite an odd shade range, and so I actually advised her to not go with the corrector, even though I think the product itself is beautiful. But I'd say that since I've switched to the Tarte Under Eye CC Cream, that's my favorite under eye, that kind of product spectrum thing. I think it's so great. It is so hydrating and very creamy. You need the tiniest amount, and it is my favorite and only product that I actually keep on hand for covering really bad, deep, dark circles. It's a fabulous product, and that is my second or third one of that. So since I've gone through quite a lot, I'm curious to see 2016. I didn't put an under eye corrector, but both 2015, 2016, I have the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. That was such a popular product. Everyone on YouTube and everywhere was obsessed with this, and I still think it's a great concealer. I have it. I just think that at the time there wasn't anything like comparable to it. It was a very, very lovely, thick, full coverage concealer that didn't dry your skin out and didn't crease and whatnot. But since, for example, I prefer using my Too Faced Born This Way concealer, it has a similar feeling that the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer used to give me, but it's a little bit more hydrating and it's thick, full coverage, but you don't see it on your skin at all. It's great. I think this was a lovely, lovely concealer launch, and I'd say in terms of like Holy Grail status, this has replaced my love for that NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. So would definitely recommend picking it up if you're looking for a new full coverage concealer to try. In 2015, I have two powders listed, the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural, which was such a favorite, and also the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil, which is so funny because I don't remember trying any Bare Minerals powder. I don't recall call that at all, which is so funny that that is in my Holy Grail products. I find that hilarious. The MAC Mineralized Skin Finish I used forever. I only decluttered it because I had it for so long, and I only haven't bought it again because I hate that they changed their packaging. I despise the new MAC packaging. I hate that you can't see the powder. They made it so much more bulky than the old original packaging, and so I have a very petty, strong feeling towards that, and that's pretty much the only reason why. Otherwise, I think it's a gorgeous powder. Bare Minerals Mineral Veil, I don't know what to say about that one. I don't remember it at all. And then in 2016, I have the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural listed again, as well as the Elizabeth Arden Flawless Skin Press Powder, which I do remember loving so much. And I discovered so many products from Elizabeth Arden that I loved, the powder and the mascara. And then their lipsticks were so beautiful, and I haven't used them since. I kind of just use up products and then move on. We go through a lot of things, but I do remember that being a great powder. I'd say that now probably the Hourglass Veil Translucent Powder is my current favorite. I wouldn't say I have a particular Holy Grail powder. There's kind of different powders I use for different things. Same with like foundation and concealers. I kind of just have like different moods, different makeup moods. I need them for different things, but the Hourglass one was a pretty great launch. And I'd say like if I were to film a Holy Grail products again, that would probably be what I would list currently. 2015, 2016 for contour is, and always will be the Kevyn Aucoin Sculpting Powder Medium. Such a great product. I've been using it for years, clearly, and I've gone through many of these, and I think it's just great. I love the packaging. It's very minimal, perfect shade for contour. It's gorgeous. And then in 2015, I also have the Kat Von D Shade and Light Face Palette listed, which I remember actually giving that palette to Julia, my best friend from university, and my roommate. Very shortly after filming that video, I actually gave it to her, and I know she used it up to its death. It's a great palette, but as you guys may or may not know, I've always talked about the palette, and the reason why I stopped using them and purchasing these contour palettes is because there's just always so many shades inside them that you're not going to end up using, and I would rather just spend my money on one contour product that I know I can always use. And yeah, that's not negating the quality of the product, but I just prefer having one instead of an entire palette. So interesting that that was in my Holy Grail products, but yeah, I ended up giving that to Julia. And then 2015, I have the NARS Laguna bronzer listed, which I used to love that bronzer so much. I went through so many of those. It's so great, and I haven't actually used it in a really long time. I'd be so curious to try it out again, but I'm on a no-buy. Project Pan for bronzers. That was great. I remember loving that bronzer. I always talked about it. And then I also have the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow, which is still and most likely will always be a favorite. This, among a few other things, was the first purchase I ever made from Charlotte Tilbury way back in the day. So, and then 2016, I have the NARS Laguna bronzer still, and also the Urban Decay Beached bronzer. I used that one up to its death. That was a great bronzer, a beautiful matte bronzer. I don't even know if they have that anymore, but that was a beautiful collection from Urban Decay. I love that a lot. In 2015, I seem to have skipped a blush favorite. Interesting. It was probably MAC Warm Soul, let's be honest. And then 2016, I have the Burberry Earthy blush. I stopped using it in lieu of other things. I discovered like NARS Madly, but that was a favorite for a really long time. That was a very luxe product that I coveted for a while. In 2016, I listed the Balm Mary Luminizer highlighter. Oh my god, what a throwback. Everyone had the Balm Mary Luminizer highlighter. I remember I was like drooling over that thing before they actually brought the brand to London Drugs. It's one of our drugstores here in Canada, and I was so obsessed. I needed to get my hands on that so badly. And I remember the first time I bought it, I actually got home and the product was shattered in the package, and I was so devastated. I turned right back around and walked back to London Drugs and was like, please give me a new one. It's shattered. I need this highlighter in my life. But I love that thing so much. That was such a YouTube favorite for so long. It's so beautiful. And I think that moving on from that, Becca Opal is one of those highlighters I always go back to, and the Film Star Bronze and Glow is a highlighter I use most often on a daily basis, but again, highlighters are kind of one of those products that I just hop to and fro. I don't really have a favorite. I have many favorites. That's a cheating answer, isn't it? For eyeshadow palettes, I have the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette listed in 2015, which is so sad, RIP. They discontinued that one too. The Naked 2 shade in particular in that palette was my most used eyeshadow. I loved my cool toned eyeshadows, and that was such a favorite. I tried finding a dupe forever and I could never find an exact dupe, and they didn't sell it separately, and now they've discontinued the palette, so that's so sad. It was such a great little palette. I know they have different ones, but I loved the original Naked Basics. It was so beautiful. And then in 2016, I have the Viseart Neutral Matte Shadow Palette, which I actually do have. It's a beautiful, all-encompassing matte shadow palette. I feel like it's one palette that you could have, and you wouldn't need any other matte shadows. It kind of does it all all-in-one. And now, I mean, I'm kind of like an eyeshadow hoe. I don't really stick to one palette in particular. I don't really wear that much eyeshadow on a daily basis, but I think in general I really use the Marc Jacobs Iconics eyeshadow palettes a lot. Yeah, I guess that would be my Holy Grail status one now. I always reach for those when I'm traveling. But again, I don't really have a favorite. I actually am still kind of on the hunt for that perfect palette that does everything for me. So I guess then maybe my MAC Individuals palette, because I selected all of the shades that are in there. They are the perfect shades for me. But otherwise, there's not many palettes. Like, I often have to dip into multiple palettes when I'm doing my, like, favorite, perfect, everyday look. For brow products, it was always the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, which I have now, but I have been definitely dipping into the Benefit Life, the Gimme Brow, and the Precisely My Brow Pencil. But I also still use the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, so I guess that's continued to be a favorite. For mascara, 2015 was Lancome Hypno Star Mascara. That was pre-Lancome Monsieur Big, but I love that Hypno Star mascara. If any of you have been with me since then, you remember the Hypno Star days. That was a beautiful mascara. And then I actually didn't have one listed in 2016, but I distinctly remember loving the Tarte mascaras. The one in the, is it Lights Camera Lashes? The one in the purple, like, quilted packaging, and then the Gifted mascara. I had a year where I was just buying those repeatedly. I loved the Tarte mascaras. But now it would definitely be the Lancome Monsieur Big mascara. It's fantastic. And then for just some random ones, I have the e.l.f. stipple brush listed in my 2015 favorites, which is always so good. The large stipple brush. I've had it since. Many a year is rockin' this nasty little thing, and she's still living her best life. It's so good. It's my favorite bronzer brush ever. And then for lips, it's so funny. The 2015 video, I put the Burt's Bees lip balm as my only lip favorite, which is still very true. I have used that Burt's Bees lip balm for years and years and years. I did a couple campaigns with them this year, which was very nostalgic for me. They have amazing lip products. I love the Burt's Bees lip products, but I just find it funny that I just put lip balm and no other lip products. But then in 2016, that was, oh my god, that was the year I used the Ofra Mauve lip liner. I went through so many of those. I think my Ofra discount code is still live. I haven't used Ofra products in so long. But if you want, I think you can use the LANMONTHLY for 30% off. Oh my god, I loved the Mauve lip liner. I went through so many of those. I remember they sent me like a lifetime supply at one point, and I did like huge giveaways with all of the Mauve liners, but it's so good. I might need to go back and try the Mauve lip liner now, since my Makeup Forever Aqua lip liner was so rudely discontinued. But yeah, oh my god. Mauve lip liner, that was such a favorite. And then that was also the year I discovered the Lise Watier Jennifer Fondant lipsticks. Oh my god. A girl I worked with at Joey, I remember she had it. I can't remember if she was wearing the red. I feel like it was the shade Michelle. Maybe it was like a dark purple, but I remember working at Joey, we were upstairs like getting our little dirty girl dress on. Don't hate me, that's truly what the dresses were called. And she had this lipstick on, her lips looked like juicy glass. It was so beautiful. And she was like, oh, it's this Lise Watier Fondant lipstick. And I ran after work to go find this lipstick, and I used to use the Lise Watier lipsticks so much. I had so many different shades. Even up until like last year, I feel like I decluttered them because I don't have any of them left over because they were pretty old. But that also came full circle because I did a huge campaign with Lise Watier last year, 2018, and that was really cool because I was such a huge fan of their fondant lipsticks in particular. That must have been the year I discovered them, 2016. Yeah, those were so good. I have to revisit those again. Lise Watier, holler at me, man. I need to dip into that fondant life again. And then I have the Lancome Juicy Shakers listed, still a favorite. I still have Mangoes Wild and Piece of Cake. These are my two favorite shades. I don't use them so much anymore just because I feel like I try so many different things, but they are so beautiful. I love Mangoes Wild. I'm surprised this isn't like disgusting and rotten already. Look at this. Ah, it's such a pretty. Oh, I love them. I love the Juicy Shakers. Oh, they're so pretty. Lancome just kills it with lip products. They are so good. I'd say that probably like the Lancome L'Absolu lip products are some of my favorites. The YSL tinted lip balms, Burt's Bees lips. No, there's too many. I truly could not pick a Holy Grail lip product right now. There's too many I love. And then I also have the Sephora #1 cream lip stain. I'm surprised I didn't put number 13. I feel like that might have even been the year before. That might have been 2015. No, maybe, I think it was February of 2016. I guess that's 3 years ago. That's pretty crazy. But Sephora #13 was such a favorite for like the first half of that year. I loved that. And then number 1, if I am not mistaken, is the red one, which would have been my favorite red at the time. And I really do think it's such a beautiful formula, especially when I was working as a server at Joey and I'd be doing like 9-hour shifts and not want to have to touch my lips. Those Sephora cream lip stains stayed on my lips like nobody's business. I wouldn't have to worry about it or touch it at all. It wouldn't crack or fade or dry or flake or nothing. They are so good. Such a great liquid lipstick formula. However, I feel like I just really got sick of liquid lipsticks, and that's why I stopped using them. I feel like everybody and their mother came out with a matte liquid lipstick, and I was just really sick of seeing them. I feel like I've entered this like tinted balm loving phase. That's kind of where I'm at right now, like the Bobbi Brown ones that they just released. Love those so much. The YSL tinted balms. Just like more lighter washes of lipstick. I just have really dry lips, and I was just getting sick of like the matte liquid lipstick thick look. But if you like that and you need something that's very, very long lasting for a bold lip, the Sephora cream lip stains were absolutely fabulous. And those are all of the Holy Grail products that I wanted to go through. I specifically wanted to go through those 2 videos, the 2015, 2016, because those were the last kind of Holy Grail titled videos that I did. Otherwise, I'll leave a list of all of my yearly favorites. I feel like that's a good way to gauge some of my strong standing favorites over the last couple of years. I'll make a little list of that in the description box down below. And I will also include 2018, this last year's, which you guys can see kind of my like current favorites, the things I'm loving the most from the last year. And then if there are any specific categories of makeup favorites that you guys want to see, definitely let me know. Like if I have like a favorite nude lipsticks or a favorite bold lipsticks, if those are videos that you guys still want to see. I know those used to be really popular on YouTube, but I didn't think you guys would want to see that just because, especially for me, I talk about the same products over and over again. But if that's something you want to see, if there are any like top 5 product videos you guys want to see, I think I'd rather do that than do another Holy Grail products, just because there's so many things that I love in certain categories like foundations and lipsticks. I wouldn't be able to pick one. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'll list these 2 videos in the description box down below if you guys wanted to take a gander through them. Join me on this sweet little trip down memory lane, but that was fun. Thank you, Sam, for this sweet little concept. Let me know in the comments all of the things. Let me know what some of your Holy Grail favorite makeup products are. And thank you so much for watching this video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!